Are you using your phone for the? Are you? I'm talking to Charlie, folks, backstage. Are you using your phone to do this live stream? Oh, well, hang up and do it on your phone, or you don't have to hang up necessarily. You can just do it on your phone right now. Go to the Moccasin Creek Festival website or Facebook page, and you can share it from there. You guys are seeing you guys. Okay, okay, very good. Sorry. We're having some technical difficulties, Charlie and I, and it's been a ton of fun already. So, I'm gonna sing a song that I've sung before on this program, and maybe you heard it and you want to hear it again, or maybe you heard it and you want to go get a cup of tea. But it's a song that Charlie likes a lot, and he told me so, and so it's a brand new song I wrote, and it wasn't really written because of the coronavirus, but it was shaped by the pandemic as I was writing it, as this was all coming together. I'm parked right here in the middle of the road. My hands grip the wheel, my head's about to explode. No one to talk to and there's nowhere to complain. Just stuck here waiting on this forever train. Where's it going? Where's it been? Is it headed home or rolling out again? When it finally makes it to the end of the line, pull into the station right on time. Radio's busted, my phone is dead. Stuck here with me all up in my head. Look in the mirror and I stare into my brain, going nowhere, waiting on this forever train. Where's it going? Where's it been? Is it headed home or rolling out again? When it finally makes it to the end of the line, it'll pull into the station right on time. People in front of me, people in back, nodding their heads to that clickety-clack. Separate all together here on Lonesome Lane, counting the cars on this forever train. Where's it going? Where's it been? Is it headed home or rolling out again? When it finally reaches the end of the line, it'll pull into the station right on time. Forever Train. That's for Charlie Roth, who's joining us right now. I see him back at his station there. I had to do an extra guitar solo, which is really rare for me. I
don't know if I did it or not, but if it was one of my friends that usually turn in, they can share it to my page. Are you hearing a big echoey thing?
Yeah, I am.
Damn.
It's on your end, I think.
Yeah, because
why don't you take off the headphones? Take off the headphones until you need them.
Okay.
And then you can hold the phone up.
All right. Okay, I got it. Okay, Bill, I'm hearing you.
Okay, this is an unusual split bill. Charlie, for some reason, can't hear me on his end. You have your volume up, right?
On
your device there, you got a volume setting?
Yeah, it worked last time, so I don't know.
Hey, Grandpa, what the hell's going on?
So ask me a question.
I'm asking you, ask you like an interview question.
Yeah.
Hey, you're like in one of the top 3 hotspots in the whole world for coronavirus right now. St. Cloud, Minnesota is it's popping there, man. How you staying safe? Just staying home, huh?
Well, yeah, we're isolating. You know, I'm building a shed out the back for the chicken coop. We're building a chicken coop. So I don't know. I run into town and get supplies, and we're pretty isolated out here, but they've got a lot of the poultry industry, and that's I think why we're so hot, right now.
Yeah, that's anywhere there's a meat plant. It seems like well, at least a lot of the hot spots are surrounding meat plants and prisons. I know that.
Yeah, and a lot of the population of the nursing homes and stuff really losing a lot of people there. It's terrible. I was working there quite a bit.
Sorry, man.
As a singer, and I really wanted to get back to that, with Zoom and doing this, but as you can see, there's a lot of problems with this kind of a venue, and you don't really have the best sound. But we do what we have. We do what we have to do.
Hey, Charlie, let's get you to play a song. I think that'd be nice.
Okay, I'm going to put on my headphones and put down the phone. Well, I don't know. Up until about a half hour ago, I was building a shed with my son. He came home and he's doing the post holes and all this kind of stuff. So maybe I'll just do.
Hey, Charlie, tell me what your Venmo is.
What?
Tell me what your Venmo is.
My Venmo is Charlie-Roth-4. And
Charlie-Roth-4.
Yep. And
folks, if you want to make a donation to the hardest working man in show business, here you go.
Also, my PayPal me is Charlie Roth Music. It's PayPal me /Charlie Roth Music.
Charlie Roth Music?
Yeah.
At gmail.com?
No, it's just PayPal PayPal.me /Charlie Roth Music, one word. That's the link. That's my link to. Thanks for asking.
Screwed it up. Okay, go ahead and play the song. I'm sorry.
I think I'll do Waitress in a White Dress.
PayPal me, Charlie Roth Music, and that's it.
Yeah, it's PayPal.me /Charlie Roth Music. It'll take you right to my page.
.com or anything?
No, it's okay. Yeah, that sets up a live link. But anyway, yeah, I'll get my kazoo out. How about that, Poss?
Yeah, do it. I wish I had a kazoo.
All right. Have you heard the rumor going round? It's a scandal that's rocked the town. The waitress got herself a wedding gown. We'll be marrying the king. But the waitress in the white dress for the wedding saw the mistress making whoopee on the mattress in the chamber of the king. The stately king in a state of undress went out the window, it was such a mess, 'cause the waitress and the mistress threw a shadow on the throne. It was totally outrageous. She lost control, it was contagious. I guess the waitress tore the white dress in a tussle with the mistress. Threw a glass across the castle lawn. She drove drunk to the lone and pond. She laid her diamond out and then she was gone to her mom's in Minneapolis. Copper statue's got the tarnished hue. State of the nation now in shambles too. But I guess she's still a waitress in a cafe called the Capitol View. And the king before the Congress allegations that he must address, although his alibi was weak at best. Another victory for the king. Another victory for the king. Another victory for the king. All right. Hey, Bill.
This is the strangest interview I've ever done. And I've done some weird ones. Cara Messia Ziegler says, kazoos make me wild. Thank you so much for this, Bill and Charlie. You know Cara? Yeah, you used to camp right by him, I think. But at Moccasin Creek. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, you're frozen. I see. You're frozen on the screen there. Okay.
Yeah. We don't have the best internet out here sometimes, especially this time of day.
Well, I've been seeing you doing this daily at 3:00 every day, and I guess people can watch back later too.
Yeah, it's been since I don't know, 2 months of actually every day, and then I went down and took weekends off when it got nice out. But it's called the Love Stream, and every 4 songs at 3 p.m.
Nice.
And
Minnesota
time, that's important because we get some listeners from Ireland and Scotland and Holland, and that's great. You know, it's actually good that they know where I am every day at 3.
GMT, what's that, about 10 o'clock London?
I missed that pause.
Greenwich Mean Time, that's about 10 o'clock, eh?
Yeah. 9 or 10 over in England.
I saw an event posted today. It said GMT 10 minus 7, meaning it was 10 o'clock minus 7 hours.
Wow.
I thought that was interesting.
Hey, I'm gonna try putting you back in my. If I can get
computer?
This back to the computer, maybe I can hear you. Should I try that?
Yeah, sure. We're trying it all, folks. It's a free-for-all around here. Yesterday I had Bruce Robinson on, and we had a great conversation about some of our heroes, and he played some songs that I requested, which I really appreciate. Songs I didn't request, I like them anyway. But tomorrow I have Joe Stam.
No.
And Joe Stam is a name I've seen a lot, but I'm not very familiar with. So I'm excited to get to know him a little bit. Then on Friday, I have the inimitable Mike T. Kerr from up in Toronto, Big Smoke up in Toronto, Canada. And I saw Mike already made a comment on here, so maybe he's
I guess we're on the phone, Bill.
All right. Well, you got a request for Broken Ground. Would you like to play Broken Ground for us?
Awesome. Yeah, we can do that. Let me get the right prison whistle on.
While Charlie's making his adjustments here, I'll tell you that I was trying to do a John Prine song called Egg and Daughter Night, and I really wished I had a kazoo to play the solo. But I don't have a kazoo in the house. I got
2, 3, 4. There's a tiny town out in the broken ground where the young folks don't hang around too long. There's no work out there unless you got a farm. Even in the corn price is down. There used to be a railroad through there. It don't run no more to the tiny town out in the broken ground. Out in the broken ground. There's a church out there in a tiny town where they laid my head in water, and a big old house full of memories where they raised 6 sons and daughters, with a picture of an old man praying on the wall. That big old house in the tiny town out in the broken ground. Out in the broken ground. As I packed my bag to board the bus that would take me off to war, and I waved goodbye, I watched my mama cry. My dad said, son, no matter where you roam, you carry part of your prairie home. And I took that part and held my head up high. whole world round. Swam on the sandy shores, lived in the largest town. I've seen a hell of war. Through it all, a thing never changed. I'll always be that boy from this tiny town out in the broken ground. Out in the broken ground. Out in the broken ground. All right. Hey, thanks. Hey, I've known you for a long time, Bill Poss.
Yeah, you have.
Remember when we first met?
Yeah, I was in is it Michigan? In
Wisconsin. It was an old resort in Wisconsin, and you and Greg Clymer were there, and your ex-wife Tiff, she showed up, and Britt, and I hung with you Texans because I thought everybody else was kind of I was real interested in what you were doing then. That was really great. And you had a song at that time about a soldier in Iraq and a letter from that. And was that a made up story, or was that an actual guy?
The story was written about a friend of mine who was a retired vice admiral in the Navy, and he was in Korea and he was in Vietnam. He was a Navy guy. He didn't do a lot of battling, but he was stationed out there, and so he was part of the anti-war movement in Austin, Texas, and a very supportive guy. And so he shared with me a letter that his grandson had sent to him, and he asked me if I could use that to write a song to inspire an anti-war song. And so I wrote the song. It's called Chin Up, and the catch line is keep your chin up and your head down, which is a bit of an oxymoron, right?
Which is kind of I remembered that song. It was a great song, and I wrote a song because of that song. Remember that? I wrote the goddamn war because and it was I think I keep your chin up and your head down, but I said something like don't go walking down any streets of that Iraqi town, and keep your rifle close and your friends around. Those are the lines that I used, but I didn't. Do you ever do that song, that Chin Up, anymore? It was sort of a narrative, and it's a long.
I do. It's a long, quiet song, so I don't do it very frequently because it really takes over a set, when you do it. But I still know it, and I still can do it most of the time. I wouldn't do it without at least going through it once, because it's 6.5 or 7 minutes long, and it's just all words. There's no refrain or anything.
I must have given you a copy of Star Motel at that point, and then you invited me down. You were the first person to give me a gig in Austin, Texas. First time I was ever in Austin, Texas. It was because you lined up a gig for me in Wichita, Kansas, at this place, and I was playing for the Chip Jar. And then I drove as far as I could, and Greg Clymer was behind me, about 2 or 3 hours behind me, and I said, "Man, I gotta pull off." He said, "Don't get a hotel room." He said, "That's not road dogging it. You sleep in your car." But I didn't listen to him. I got a hotel room. I finally got some sleep, and then I made it to Austin, and there I stayed on your couch and played at the Cafe Caffeine, and it was with Sam Baker.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
like
that was those
But
are.
what if I play that song, "Got the Goddamn War" for you?
I'd like to hear it. Mostly when you were talking about it, you were breaking up. So if there's anything in particular you want to repeat, you sound pretty good now.
Okay. What I was saying about the song, about the war, the goddamn war.
How you came to write it? When you were telling the story earlier, you were breaking up.
Oh well, when I heard your song, I actually had a brother, John, who was in Iraq at that time, and I wanted to tell him certain things. And my parents were actually very, very worried. It was the first time any one of their sons had to go off to fight in a war, and they were just worried sick about it. And because my mom and dad are so we're so devout, religious people, I used the pre-verse that allows me to say the word of the title, "The Goddamn War." That word comes from a Vietnam veteran and the premise is no one has more right to hate war than a combat more than a combat veteran. So that was I wrote this thing. It came out on a CD in 2006, and by that time I'd known you 4 years already. But I wrote this song and put it on a record.
Was that Saint Germain?
Rogues of Saint Germain, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great record. I love that record. I still have that shirt.
All right. Well, let me play
the song.
All right.
Okay. Hey, JJ, can you hear me?
Call Bill Pass.
Which one?
Call Pass. I accidentally hung up on you. I actually didn't, and then he hung up on Bill. But I'm gonna. Okay, good. Well, my brother John made it back just fine, and then my brother Dave went. That Broken Ground song had a verse for Dave in it. The last verse was for Dave. He went off to Iraq too, and I would have not probably wrote this song if it wasn't for Bill Pass's song "Chin Up." Our dad was always a quiet Christian man. He'd start most every morning with a prayer. Talk would turn to war, his tour in Vietnam. He watched his eyes roll cold and tired. It's the only time we ever heard him swear. Hey, John, I heard you're shipping out off to fight the goddamn war. Well, Mom and Dad were there to see it go. I couldn't make it, but I hope you know thoughts are with you here at home. It's hot as hell there in the cradle land. Well, God moved out so long ago. If you meet Muhammad, would you shake his hand? Don't quarrel with him that you share. You're just holding up the cross you bear. Well, Mom says that she's okay. She talks about you at the ladies' aid. Dad says that he don't like crusades, but he's real proud of you, John, anyway. And they're worried sick about the goddamn war. Well, I know you meet the devil and his fundamental horde. You are that spit right in his eye. Don't think for 1 minute that you're fighting for the Lord. It's just another goddamn war. And Jesus, he don't want no one to die. Well, you take care now, John. Don't you go walking down. No empty streets in that Iraqi town. Just keep your rifle close and your friends around. May God protect you on that distant shore. I pray those people that you're fighting for will help to end the goddamn war. Thank you, buddy.
That's fantastic.
Are we still breaking up?
That was a lot better. That one. Yeah, that was a lot better. I will say that before I go on, I should say that JJ asked to hear the one about the grandpa's little girl.
Oh, yeah.
So
I got a good story about that one too.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well,
I want to say before you tell your story, I want to say that people think of the song that I wrote that you talked about, Chin Up, as people refer to it as James, because that's the first line of the song is James.
Yeah, James.
So if you're looking for the song, it's called Chin Up. It's the last song on the Long Way Home record, and you can get it on my website, which is billpossmusic.com. You can go hear it for free. You can probably get it on YouTube as well for free. One more note about this is that I'm told by our audio engineer, Doug Winters, that the sound is actually better if you listen to this on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, Bill Passalacqua. You can go to that and evidently hear it sounds better. But anyway, I interrupted you. Tell your story about this song.
Well, I wrote this song for my granddaughter 10 years ago because she was 3 and now she's 11 years ago. She's 14 now. And but JJ took a shine to it, and your wife, and when she wanted me to play this at your wedding when she was walking down the aisle. And that in the last verse of the song, there's the bride walks down the aisle, my granddaughter, which it won't happen for quite a while. I hope I live to see it, but the song is actually coming true. I wrote the first verse about the dandelion blowing the seeds off. That was the only image that was true. About a year later, she brought me a feather, and it was like a omen, and then the tire swing in the song that was laying in the grove, that wasn't up. That happened. We put it up, and I swung her on a swing, and then we watched bugs a lot. But I was in Austin making this last record with John Inman, and it took me a lot of trips, and I was back and forth to Austin to finish the record. And it was right before I was in Austin playing with John Inman at the El Mercado and his whole band, and I didn't think I was be able to make it to the wedding, but I had to drive all night to get there on time, and I got there in the afternoon. I remember just being totally whacked from lack of sleep, playing this song while JJ and walked up with her son's on her arm, and it was a beautiful thing. It was a start of a great weekend. Was that last year? Was it, or the year before?
It was last year. It was last year.
Last year.
20th, I can tell you.
I look forward to it. This is for you, JJ. Are you going to dance again?
Oh, maybe. Thanks, Charlie.
All right. I love you guys. I'm going to play this song for you. Well, that sure is a pretty flower. Not half as pretty as your smile. I wonder why they call them weeds. We could blow away those seeds and watch them on the wind while. Hey, what's that? It looks like you found a feather. I bet it's from a baby bird. Here's a little song we sing together. It's the sweetest one these ears have ever heard. Grandpa's little girl, Grandpa's little girl, with a hand around my finger, showing me the wonders of her world. But I bet you never seen a spider. There's a daddy long legs in the tree. He's walking on his well. He's jumping on his bed. It's like he's got a little trampoline. Grandpa's little girl, Grandpa's little girl, with your hand around my finger, wrapping me around your little finger, and showing me the wonders of your world. Well, he sure is a lucky man. You still have that pretty smile. Damn church is full of flowers, and I recall those hours as I watch you walking down the aisle. You were Grandpa's little girl. You were Grandpa's little girl, with your hand around my finger, wrapping me around your little finger. Well, he'll put a golden band around your finger, and you wander off to his world.
Now JJ won't come on here because she's crying.
All right.
Now JJ won't come on because she's crying.
She is.
Every time she
It's
hears
a
the song,
common reaction to the song. I've never had quite a song like that. Really, it's a. I got a lot of songs that make people cry. I guess that's one of my things.
yeah.
I should play
Well,
a funny one though next.
yeah. Bruce was talking yesterday about how he when he wrote "What Would Willie Do," it was such a joy to play for people because he wrote so many sad songs that it was a nice change of pace. I think the same is true of you. I'm the opposite. I had to learn how to write sad songs.
Wow, I think that's it's the exact opposite of a person starting out as a songwriter. Usually, they're all sad.
Yeah, I think that that in my case, I was too happy to be a very good folk singer.
But yeah, no, I write some goofy songs. I mean, really goofy ones.
Oh yeah, the Tequila song.
Tequila Talking is a sort of a goofy one, but it's actually sad in a way.
It's
But
sad
I
and-
just wrote one about the COVID, I wrote y'all are going to hell, and
yeah.
I mean, it's like there's three different people inside of me that write songs, and one of them has really got a warped sense of humor, and the
And
other,
one's sad. What's the other one?
then this sentimental guy, whatever. And then there's when you get an idea to craft a song and say, well, that's a great idea, and then you roll up your sleeves and do it. I don't write every day. I think I'm a writer that writes 10 songs a year maybe, and keeps almost all of them, but
Right.
there's people like Bruce, I suppose he's the guy that was on yesterday. What interesting. He wrote Traveling Soldier. I said, wow, this is the guy. If it wasn't for, Natalie kind of talking trash about the president, that song was headed. I mean, basically, it was perfect timing for, his song.
There was a movie in the works, and it all got shit
What?
canned. There was a movie in the works, Traveling Soldier. There was.
Oh man.
I mean, see, it was number one. It was number one on the country charts at the time.
It is such a great song, and the other thing about that song, and just that band, Dixie Chicks, it was carrying on the Judds and Mary Chapin Carpenter, and back when there was a point when pop country music really started sounding good, that it took, in my opinion anyway, took a pretty nosedive.
Well, for those who were trying to destroy Nashville country music, kicking the Dixie Chicks off was probably the best thing that they could do. I'll say it that way. But anyway, I love the Dixie Chicks, so I love them then, and I can't wait to hear the new record.
Song.
I do, but I want to. We're almost out of time here, Charlie. So I'm just going to say something. I want to talk a little bit more before you go, and that is, you've actually performed at all three of the festivals that I've had a hand in promoting: Wonder Down Music Festival, Summer Sundown Music Festival, and of course, repeatedly at the Moccasin Creek Festival. And your sets are always beloved and well received, but you're more known amongst the campers as the guy who stays up and jams and organizes the song circles. And in fact, you kind of made it your mission at one point to organize the song circle so that people could see how it was done. And you and I spent many hours around.
The thing about that is I can't go to Kerrville anymore. I missed out so many Kerrvilles because I was touring Europe, in June. And
right.
So I started going over to Ireland and Scotland, and that became my Kerrville. And you said, well, if you come to my festival, it's half the way, to Austin. I don't have to drive all the way to Kerrville, So that made a lot of sense. And that after I discovered how cool it was, and I made so many great friends there, I made it my mission to make it like Kerrville, where you sit around a circle in a campfire and take turns, and everybody listens to every song and the campers, a lot of them will come back every year just to play the 4 songs they know on the guitar, and then there's some really great songwriters who are camping, and that becomes their social life and their summer destination. And that definitely could happen with the Moccasin Creek Festival.
Yeah, there's guys like Todd Wittek and others in the campgrounds who are just spectacular. I love them. In fact, I got Todd up to play, I think, a tweener set last year or the year before. He's really great. But there's lots of them that are there that could very easily just be acts at the stage. Unfortunately, they don't draw a lot of people, but they are a big treasure of the festival. You know what I mean? They're one of the reasons I love. And your organizing that really helped, I think. Everybody hear each other, and you and I was going to say, you and I have spent hours around a campfire at Kerrville in the 1 or 2 years that we overlapped there. But and Greg Klima, I can say that about him as well. But those were special moments when you get a really good campfire going at a festival, and 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, you get some beautiful songs, and people start singing along, and it's wonderful.
It's
and I'm really grateful to you for helping instill that into the camping at Moccasin. So thank you. And Summer Sundown.
Yeah, well, I wished, it was going to go on. Me and Matt Faulkner were on our way. Another Kerrville, Matt Faulkner, just a famous Kerrville. And he hasn't been going to the Kerrville Festival. I said, Matt, this is going to be a great thing. And hopefully Garrett's festival and Summer Sundown will happen the way it is. But nothing's for sure now these days. My trip to Scotland, and I had a bunch of dates in Holland that just went south in October. So I don't know, I might be over there just sort of busking because I got to use my plane fare. My flight was actually non-refundable. So I have to go, and I bought it. My son, who's helping me with the shed today, him and I are both going over in October. And
so can you reschedule it? I mean, like your plane flight?
Yeah. No, I had to reschedule my German tour in April. I was supposed to be there from, I was flying out, and of course that's refundable now because I've got that as credit, but I'm still paying off that big credit card, debt. And it's we'll get past this thing, and we'll be back in business, you and I, Mr. Pasalacqua. Mr. Pasalacqua.
All right. Okay. Well, take us out with a song, Charlie, and you get a pick. This is your choice.
Okay. Well, I was going to do this goofy one I wrote about the COVID.
Okay. Well, I want to remind folks that they can tip you at Venmo. Tell us again if you just scroll up in the comments, you'll see Venmo is Charlie. Sorry, at Charlie. Roth
Venmo it's go to Venmo. It's Charlie/Roth ROTH. Those are capitalized. Charlie Roth is capitalized, and then /4. I'm the 4th Charlie Roth.
I wrote it down wrong, so don't pay attention to the comment. Pay attention to Charlie's words. Maybe Charlie, you can type it in later, and then PayPal.me/Charlie Roth Music. All right, yep. Very good. Shut up. Thanks, Charlie. It's been a joy having you. It's the weirdest interview so far because you're on the phone the whole time. You're just talking to whoever you're talking to. I don't know who you're talking to.
We'll figure it out next time, Poss.
Okay. Love you, bud.
I love you too, man.
Charlie Roth, folks. CharlieRothMusic.com. Check them out.
Well, this song here came as a funny idea, and I crafted it to be a joke, topical song. Probably it's about a guy who's a toilet paper baron, or trying to set himself up for a lot of money, invested heavily in the toilet paper game. All right, I have to take it. Even though I run and hit, came down with the COVID. Me and my brother David, moving boxes of Charmin to a shed we built out back. Gonna sell it on the internet. Yeah, we thought we'd be real smart. Cleared the shelves out at Walmart. So we got us a website selling boxes of butt wipe. Took a second mortgage out on the house. Yeah, that didn't sit too well with my spouse. She left me and she took the truck. Another case of bad luck. She took the dog and she took the kid. Left me here with the COVID. So please buy my Charmin. Hey man, give me a shout. Hell, there ain't any harm in it. Come on, help a brother out. It's soft and it's two-ply. Mr. Whipple says so. And it's ever so squeezable. Mr. Whipple should know. Oh, please buy my shirt. Hey man, give me a shout. Hell, there ain't any harm in it. Come on, help a brother out. It's soft and it's two-ply. Mr. Whipple says so. And it's ever so squeezable. Mr. Whipple should know. See you later, Moccasin Creek. Thanks for having me on the show, Bill Poss.
Charlie Roth. Thanks, bud. It's been a great time. All right, folks. Tomorrow we have Joe Stam, Thursday, 3 o'clock Central Time. And on Friday, we will be joined by one of the useful tools, one of the very useful tools, Mr. Mike T. Kerr from the Big Smoke, Toronto, Canada. Toronto, Canada, as they say. I'm sorry. I'm hearing the echo in my. This is very tricky. All right. Thanks a lot for joining in, folks. I don't know if I finished Mike T. Kerr, but Mike T. Kerr on Friday. I can't wait.